All right, everyone. I'm hoping you're having a beautiful Dwayne. We just decided, hey, we're gonna rank these JoJo mommies, from parts 1 to 6. We're gonna keep Steel Ball Run and JoJolion and JoJo Lands out of this because Netflix is giving us a headache. So, starting off this list, we're gonna talk about Giorno's mom. Immediately, we're gonna give her an F. That's her tier. That's where she belongs. Terrible mother. Really? She just decided to sleep with Dio. A, irresponsible. B, she decides to go partying, abandoning her child Giorno, where he's just by himself in a crib. Crazy. Why would you do that? Marries an abusive guy so that Giorno gets abused high key. Crazy. Crazy who this lady is. I can't believe it.
Yeah, guys, that's pretty simple. We just see no qualities or actions from Giorno's mother that show she's actually a good mom. In fact, we see just quite the opposite. Everything we see indicates that she's just a bad mom, and her son is a gang member, which you typically don't want your child to become.
Terrible mother. Now we're gonna flip it to another mother who's actually good. We got Arena. She was a good mother and a good grandmother. She raised George well by herself, mind you, because Dio killed her husband. And I guess he turned out all right because he joined the Air Force, the British Air Force. And then her grandson, Joseph. Now, granted, Joseph's not her child, it's her grandchild. She was nice to him. She raised him right. They were rich too. She was also nice to Smokey Brown. So we decided we're going to put her at F. She's a good example of what a mom should be.
Just kind of think of it in this way. She literally marries Jonathan Joestar, who is the most chivalrous, most good, true gentleman JoJo in the entire series, right? And she marries him. That's got to count for something. Also, she was really a mother to two Joestars, and she did a good job raising both of them. Obviously, her son, George Joestar, and she was a mother to Joseph as well. And they both turned out to be great people.
Next up, we got Holly Joestar. We're giving her an A. She really adores her child, Jotaro. She was very nice to him, even though Jotaro would turn around and cuss her out, call her a bitch and whatnot, tell her that she's annoying. But actually, she was a really good lady. She was nice to her child. She was even nice to her father. She was very good.
Yeah, just a really good mom overall. Cared about her son, her family, helped out her son's friends. Even when Jotaro was, kind of treating her bad, yelling at her, that didn't change her attitude towards her son. She treated him just the same. And Jotaro also ended up, he's a really good guy. She raised a good son. However, she can't go in S tier because Jotaro is technically a delinquent.
Yeah, granted, Jotaro's dad's just too busy playing the saxophone, which is why I guess he ends up growing like a little punk delinquent. But I bet you if he gets his act around, he ends up getting like a PhD in marine biology, where he ends up looking at fishes. So sure, she did a good job raising him. And also Kakyoin talks about how if he wants to get married or something like that, he would want it to be someone like Holly Joestar, which I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean, Kakyoin? What do you mean by that? That's sus. But yeah, he's a MILF hunter. He's after mommies, and we're ranking mommies. So we're moving on. We got Suzy Q, great gal and all that. Italian, nice. Servant girl to Lisa. Kind of nice to Joseph, and she was also nice to her daughter too, and the butler. Nice lady.
The mother of Holly Joestar, we put her in A. She had to learn it from somewhere, wife of Joseph, who's a mostly good guy. But we see in part 2, she seems like a good girl, and in the future part, she sticks by Joseph at least, even when she learns about the things that he had done. But yeah, a real good mother overall.
Yeah, well, we're going to throw her in A tier. Anyways, next up, we have one of the worst persons in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Not just kidding. We got Shinobu. Listen, your child's weird. Hayato was weird. Why is Hayato watching his mother and father getting naked? He's like, wow, I don't see mom get naked in front of dad much. Why does he have a camera? Why is he watching his parents like that? A, weird. Your child's weird. Second off, you're very rude to your husband, okay? Your husband, he was trying his best to make her fall in love with, he was trying his best to make her fall in love with him. But she's like, no, I want to be rude to you. And so she's like, okay, cook your own meal. Unbeknownst to her, it's Yoshikage Kira. And she ends up falling in love with a freaking murderer. I don't know what's up with her, but she just loves Monarch. She's just like, oh yeah, I would love Jeffrey Dahmer. That's the kind of girl she is.
Unfortunately, I get the feeling that she might be a good mother, but everything we actually see in the series just shows the complete opposite. She's kind of an unattentive wife. She's kind of done with life in a way. She really pays no attention to Hayato. We barely see them interact at all. She's really just focused on Kira once he takes her husband's place. And if you watch, you see Hayato is kind of a weird little kid. Like, he spies on his parents and stuff. Like, she's clearly not as involved in his life as she should be. So, unfortunately, we got to put her down in the D tier because she's just not a good mom from what we see.
Exactly. Next up, wait, did we rank her? We're gonna throw her at D. Next up, we have Koichi's mom. Now, Koichi's mom, she has it going on. However, we don't know too much about her. We see the part where, the guy with the lock stand is messing around with the Koichi's mom and sister, and Koichi's stand evolves. Or rather, his stand kind of evolves and puts sounds on them. And Koichi kind of ends up saving the day by making them listen to him. But still, it's like, come on, why didn't you listen to Koichi? Why are you having a stranger entering your house? But we also don't know too much about her, and Koichi's a reliable guy, so we'll throw her around and see.
Yeah, she basically makes it this high for 3 simple reasons. Koichi's a reliable guy, everybody in part 4 likes him, and he ends up getting the girl in the end, even though he doesn't do anything and actively tries to avoid her. So, she must have been a great mom to have raised someone as great as Koichi.
So C. Next up, we have maybe the baddest lady here, the baddest mommy here. We have Enyaba the Hag. Now, she's a bad person. She was a villain. She worked with Theo, but she raised a son. She had a son with 2 left hands. Or 2 right hands, whatever. He was kind of a bad guy, but she did raise a child. She did love her child too, because she wanted revenge. So we sit down and we're like, okay, well, Enyaba, we're gonna throw you in C because look, you were a mom, but your child's a psychopath. So, and I guess she's evil too, but she's evil, her child's evil. She did her job as a mom, right?
Now, if you think of this in a logical way, obviously she's a bad mother. But if you think about this in an illogical, evil way, she's actually a good mother because, let's get it out of the way, she actually did care for her son when she learned that he had been killed. She went on a whole thing of revenge for him, so she obviously loved him, and she was evil. She wanted to raise him to be an evil person, and she did an absolutely phenomenal job. There's almost nothing better she could have done to raise an evil son, right? She just fell short of guys like Dio or Diavolo, right? So at the end of the day, when you think of it that way, she's actually a good mother.
Then we have Diavolo's mother. We really don't know too much about her. Okay, she's in jail. All right, we don't know how she got in jail, or we do, but I don't know. She's in jail, and 2 years into jail, she gets pregnant. Now, we all know about the birds and the bees, but we may not know how she got pregnant. We really don't know. That is a mystery. Was it a guard? Was there someone that snuck in? Anyway, she gives birth to a baby with teeth, and they named the child Diavolo. Or, I don't know if she named the child Diavolo, but his name's Diavolo. That just means devil, bro. We don't know how to rank her, so we thought we should mention her because she was shown. She's a mommy, honorable mention.
We could place her in, lower tier because she is the mother of Diavolo, who is evil and the leader of an entire mafia organization, which obviously isn't good. But, we really just don't know enough about her or see too much of her. We don't even know how much she was involved in Diavolo's life, really. So yeah, we're just gonna place her in the honorable mentions part of the tier list.
Next up, S tier. Actually, no, I fucked up. I'm gonna clip that out. Next up, we have Josuke's mother. First off, from Okuyasu, he said she was hot. Joseph Joestar literally cheated on his wife. Joseph Joestar does not like Japanese people, but yet his descendants are Japanese. Okay, he literally cheated on his wife or her. I don't need to say more. She actually did a decent job of raising Josuke. Josuke is a good person. When Josuke was sick, when I guess they were fighting Dio, Josuke got sick. She tried to take him to the hospital. Now, I don't know why you're trying to go in the snow. And I thought Morio I don't know. There's snow. She was trying to help him out. She did a good job. She did what she can. So we're going to throw her at B because she was a minor, like a little irresponsible in some degrees, but we're going to throw her at B.
We see, I mean, she seems to be a pretty solid mother. You know, Josuke is a good kid, a good guy. It seems like they have a really good relationship, you know. She did a pretty commendable job raising him as a single mother, basically, even if her father was around to help, you know. She just seems like an overall good person. However, gotta dock some points. Josuke, like Jotaro, is technically a delinquent. And, I mean, you know, I get she was probably young at the time, but she is at least partially responsible for Josuke having no actual father in his life.
Next up, we literally have the GOAT for JoJo Mommies. We have Mother GOAT from Part 6, from the Bohemian Rhapsody events. She did a good job protecting her child. I don't think you guys doubt that we're going to throw her out of S class, because she is a GOAT, okay? S tier. Need I say more? No, I don't.
Because she's literally the GOAT, right? She's literally the GOAT of mothers, right? So we have to put her in A tier. We don't have to explain anything more than that. However, we will, okay? When one of her children was killed, what did she do? Go on an endless revenge tour. She was not stopping until she got revenge for her child. And she's deeply protective of her other children as well. She clearly cares about them a lot. And they care about their mother a lot. They go to their mother for protection, so they have a great relationship. GOAT.
Yeah, she would chase you. But on to the next Part 6 mother. We have Jolene's mom. We don't know too much about her. We know that she divorced Jotaro. It's like, hey, why would you divorce Jotaro? I mean, I get that he's like away, but like Dio's minions are still out there. He's trying to find the Stan arrow. He probably doesn't know what happened to Polnareff. And, you know, Jotaro's probably in love with a lobster more than how Oliver is in love with a lobster, but who cares? That's irrelevant. Her daughter, Jolene, kind of commits Grand Theft Auto, but, you know, we're just thinking we don't know too much about her, so we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt and put her at C. We don't know too much about her.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Jotaro did marry her, so she must have some good qualities. At least Jolene seems to like her mother and have a pretty decent relationship with her. But, you know, we just don't really see much about her. And, you know, when Jolene was younger, she was kind of in and out of, you know, some juvenile detention centers, you know, getting in trouble with the law. You know, she did technically get in trouble with the law when she was older too. So, you know, we can't give her too much credence, even though she's probably a pretty decent mother.
Exactly. And then next up, we have Weather Report's adoptive mother. We're going to throw out an F. Who would kidnap a child? And literally, she caused Part 6. If she did not kidnap Weather Report would not have had ancestral relations with his sister. Poochie would have never hired the KKK. They would have all been okay. Florida would be normal. Poochie would have been a priest. Everything would be okay. Dio, what would he do? He would just tell him that he believes in gravity. He'd be like, get out of here. I'm a flat earther. You know? She kind of caused Part 6. She caused the universe to get reset.
She literally stole a baby from the hospital. She swapped out her dead child with the child of somebody else. Like, you can't just do that. It's not a good thing to do. And, you know, I mean, Weather Report, I mean, he does end up becoming a pretty decent guy, you know, before he gets amnesia or whatever, but, you know, still, you just can't be doing that. And she is quite literally the reason why the universe gets reset in Part 6. If she never did that, right, Jolene would still be here, Jotaro would still be here, we wouldn't be having Irene.
Yeah, so, yeah, even though it's indirectly, she did cause it. Doesn't matter. She caused it. Next up, we got Jonathan's mother. You know, we don't know too much about her. She must have been a good person. That's where Jonathan's goodness may have come from. She tried protecting him as like a baby. I don't know. We don't know too much. We're gonna throw it at honorable mention.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, we said it before that Jonathan is, the ultimate embodiment of good in the series. So, maybe that's somewhat genetic, got part of that through his mother. But, I mean, we quite literally don't really know anything about her as a mother. She only had Jonathan when he was a literal infant. So,
Yeah. So next up, we have Lisa. We're gonna throw her at F tier. She is actually a bad mother. When Caesar died, she cried really, really hard. But when everyone thought that Joseph died, she was stone cold. She was a stoic. She didn't even cry at all. It's crazy. She was like, I don't care. She treated her child terribly. She abandoned her child. Oh, what? She's trying to learn Haman. Take the child with you then. You could have taught him Haman. It would have been a whole different story. They could have been training with Caesar sooner.
Yeah, guys, she has to go this low because she is quite literally an absent mother. She is not present in her son, Joseph Joestar's life for his entire life up until part 2 happens. And he doesn't even find out that she's his mother until the very end, right? She just let her own adoptive mother take care of him, just really doing her own thing.
Then we have Dio's mom. We're gonna give her B tier because she was actually kind of nice. Dario's the bad one.
This is another one where, we really don't know a lot about her. She barely has any screen time. But the huge deciding factor is that she was one of the very few people that Dio actually liked in his life. Dare say, potentially even loved in his life. Maybe the only person he loved in his life. He actually seemed to care for his mother and hated his father for sending her to an early grave. So if you can make the most evil person in the entire series actually care for you, maybe you're actually pretty good, and maybe she was a good mother.
Alright guys, we're gonna change pace for the videos now. We're on to the true perfect mommies of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Introduce them.
Up we have Bruno Bucciardi from part 5. Really just the ultimate mother of part 5. Yes, he is a man, but he can still be a mother. He is a mother to everybody in the gang in part 5, There's multiple people he takes into the gang that are, still technically minors, and, he helps lead them. He takes them in, and, he's just a really good person to all of them. He's really just taking the motherly role to everyone in the gang in part 5.
Yeah, he takes them in. He takes in Mista, Fugo, Narancha, Abakio. He's a kind man to all of them. He's a mommy. He is literally a mom. And then last up, S tier, of course, we have Speedwagon. I don't need to say anything about him. Just look at him. He's a perfect mommy. And guess what, guys? We hope that you have a beautiful Dwong. See you next time. Remember to like and subscribe. And if you dislike the video, remember to hit the dislike button twice. And have a nice day. Have a beautiful Dwong. Peace.